Good morning. Today is Saturday, June 1st, and it is Fiber Frolic Day. My mom and I are headed up to Windsor, Maine for the Maine Fiber Frolic. It is just a festival that happens here in Maine on June 1st and 2nd. This is, oh gosh, I don't even know how many years it's been that we've gone. We had kind of a bit of a break. It always falls on graduation weekend for my community and my daughter's dance recital. So there was several years there where we weren't able to go. But this is the second year that we've kind of resumed. So we're very excited to go see what treasures that we can find. My mom will be here in a little bit. I have my bag. Oh, can you guys see it? There we go. My bag is packed and ready. And I'm going to take you along for the ride. Okay, I am back. I wanted to give a little recap of what the Fiber Frolic was like and show off all of my treasures that I have. I have them all here. I didn't carry this around the Fiber Frolic, but I've got them all there in a little bin, ready to go. We had such a great day. The weather was just gorgeous, beautiful sunshine with a nice breeze, mid-70s. Just couldn't have asked for a better day. The weather was just phenomenal. We had a really good time. We went in, we checked out the booths and did a bunch of shopping, and then after a couple of hours we decided we were ready for a little bit of a break, and we went back out to the car. We tend to pack our lunch. There are some food vendors. There's not a lot, but there are some, but the lines tend to be really long. And we kind of have just gotten in the habit of bringing our lunch and sitting in the car. It's a nice little break away from everything and all the activity and just kind of lets us kind of decompress a little bit before we go back in. And so then we went back in and we checked out. There was a couple other barns that we had missed that we hadn't had time to get to. So we went through those barns, and then we kind of went back through and did another pass through some of the other spaces, picked up a few things that we had seen the first time around that we chose not to get. So then it was, let's see, we got there about 9:30, and I would say by 2 o'clock, I think we were about done. So yeah, about 4.5 hours or so is the amount of time that we spent. It was perfect. So, all right, let's talk about my goodies in no particular order, because if I even attempted to do them in order, it just wouldn't work. So the first thing I will show you is I got this fun little project bag. It's got a nice little lining. There's a couple of little pockets in here. This is from, HWD Creations is the name of the vendor. She had lots and lots of bags of all kinds. My mom got a drawstring bag with some yarn on it, some like balls of yarn. So super, super cute. I think this is gonna be just the perfect size. I do have the little bag that I had made myself that I have been carrying my muscle burra in right now, but this is going to be the perfect size for a single ball of yarn and maybe a sock or like my muscle burra. It's got a really thick canvas handle, so I think I might take this with me. We're going to New York City in a few weeks to visit my daughter, and I think I'm going to take this with me and see how this works. I can envision putting like a carabiner on this, and then it can hang from my belt loop, or I actually could stick it right on my arm and my wrist if I wanted to. So that's the little bag that I got. The next thing I will pull out, I am a sucker for children and them having their little things. So this is a little felted cardinal. Is he not the cutest little thing? She had all kinds of them. They each had a little story. So I'll read this one. It says, Mossy wishes he was bright red like other cardinals, but then Hunter the Sparrowhawk was around and Mossy was thankful. Now, Mossy is bright red, so I'm not quite sure if this card actually was supposed to go with this particular cardinal, but it is the one that was sitting in the box. So I handed it to her that way, but it doesn't matter. Super, super cute. And again, I'm a sucker whenever kids are selling things. I don't need it, but I need it. So I got one. My mom actually got one just like this, the red cardinal. So that's that. And then the last thing before I get into my yarn, I think I have them in here. I bought some stitch markers. Did I not put them back? Oh, here they are. So I got some little Progress Keepers. This is from Wild Violet Fibers. I'm realizing that most of the Progress Keepers that I have are all like fall themed. So if I want something that's non-fall, I mean, this isn't exactly spring. This will go year round, but super cute. So I thought those were fun. And then I actually got myself a few Chow-Goo things as well to add to my Chow-Goo stuff. So, okay. Now let's get into the yarn. So the first thing I am gonna pull out is from Homespun Girls. This is their Maine Summer Sock, and it is the Maine Tidal Pool is the color name of this one. So super pretty. I got 2 skeins of that. She was having a show sale, and then I actually got a skein of this mohair silk in Mermaid is the colorway, or is the colorway name. So my plan is to knit those together to do some sort of a wrap or something. Yeah, I don't know, haven't got a clue, but I like it, and I think that'll be super fun. And I can't wait to throw the mohair in there. I know I probably don't have quite enough mohair to do all of this yarn, but I'm not necessarily envisioning, because there's 462 yards, so I'm not envisioning a 900 yard shawl either. So I'm thinking that however far this takes me, it'll be about right. So we'll figure that one out. The next thing I'll show you is this little batch of minis. Super pretty. Love these deep colors here. This is from Four Hearts Farm, Maine Fiber. And it is a blend. It is 75% superwash merino, 10% nylon, and 20% yak. It's a total of 435 yards. Each of the 5 skeins is 20 grams. And so I saw this and I thought that would make a fun little wrap shawl, stripey, whatever. And I immediately thought that a vanilla yarn would be perfect to make it pop. So I got these first from one booth and I carried them around. I actually got them before we went to the car for lunch. And then after we went back to the car for lunch, I took a bunch of the stuff out of my bag, but I brought these back in with me. And at that point I was kind of on the hunt for an ivory yarn. So this is from Maine Yarn and Fiber Supply. And it is their Eastport yarn, and the colorway is vellum. It's a merino silk, 80-20 merino silk blend. So my plan is to do something with these together. I don't know what, but something. The next thing, which I got before lunch, is also from Maine Yarn. And these two are gonna go together, and it's going to be, patterns over here, hang on. It is the right Stuff by Bristol Ivy. There's the pattern there. And she had this on display, and it was really, really pretty. It's super fun. So I got these 2 yarns to do together, and one of them is also the Eastport. So again, the merino silk, it's Killing the Blues is the name of that colorway. And this one is actually Pemaquid, and it is 80%, 20% merino nylon, and it is Echo Lake is the name of that. So, but I think those are gonna be really, really pretty together, so. And then the last 2 skeins are from a vendor. I've never heard of her. She's Kingdom Fleece Fiberworks. I wouldn't say Fireworks. Kingdom Fleece Fiberworks out of East Hardwick, Vermont. I'm really curious to look her up and learn a little bit more about her. This is her, I believe, we studied this for a while, but I believe the yarn base is Spring. It's a merino nylon, 80% merino, 20% nylon, and it's Olive Branch is the name of the colorway. Isn't that pretty? It's got all these fun browns. These are destined to be socks. I think these are going to make a really nice pair of socks. And then the other thing I saw when I was getting ready to check out with her, she also had this yarn, which is Summer Sock, and it's a 50% merino, 50% cotton. Merino cotton, 436 yards, and it's just one of a kind. There's no, but there's the tag on that one. So I thought this would be kind of nice to do maybe some shorty socks, and I've never really made some summer shorty socks, so I thought this would be something good to try. And the color's kind of fun and pretty. I like the green blues. Are you noticing a theme? Green blue, right? Why do we always do that? I always buy the same colors, and I always say, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna expand my palette. And then what do? I buy the same colors. I guess I just need to go with it, right? It is what it is. But yeah, so those are my treasures. I love them all. I'm really excited to get knitting with them. I have no idea what I'm gonna start with first. I still have lots of things on the needles. Another project on the horizon that I think I'm gonna start in a couple weeks when we go on vacation. I can't remember the name of it, but it was one that I talked about a couple of weeks ago on the podcast. So most of these are just gonna get photographed and then put on my shelf until the right time, but they will be a lot of fun when I pull them out. I don't have any other big spendy opportunities, so I don't anticipate, this is I think 9 skeins that I'm adding to my stash. I don't anticipate any other times for the rest of the year where I'm probably going to be adding quite this much yarn. I do have my yarn that comes in every month for my Hypnotic Yarnables Club, but beyond that, this should do me for a while. But yeah, it was a great day. We had such a good time. And that's my treasures for this year's Fiber Frolic. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this little peek at the Maine Fiber Frolic. It's a fun little event that we have the first weekend in June every year. And if you're ever in our neck of the woods this time of the year, we would love to have you join us. Thanks a lot and happy knitting.